Good morning, guys. Today is another new week, so that means that we are doing something interesting. Now, we're not out in the wilds as I usually am doing something random, but today I'm staying home and doing something that isn't any less interesting, but it's just like I don't want to go outside and do some random things today because I have no ideas for that. What we are doing today is making an anime figurine out of paper. That's called paper crafting. If you don't know that, I don't know. And I'm not new to this, but that doesn't mean that I already know how to do this because I have done this. And when I did it the first time, I fucked up everything that could be fucked up. Uh, I chose a figurine that was like almost the hardest difficulty, and I only managed to do one leg. And then I just didn't have the patience to finish that. But today I chose a figurine that is much smaller and easier to do. This is the easiest difficulty because, well, I'm gonna show you the hair and you might already know what the character is. I mean, you probably already know because of the thumbnail, but still. Now, what we need to do to create one of these is we need paper, templates or blueprints or whatever this is called. I just found these online on a random website. I think it's called mypapercraft.net or something. I don't have it open, I can check. Hi again, now from this view. I hope the camera is not going to fall because of me shaking the table. Yeah, so I just moved you a little bit higher up. I don't know what this is called, but I'm using this to cut things out. And also I'm using two different knives like these. I'm not sure what these are called in English, but they're knives, so that's okay. Now, this thing is like a scalpel, but for DIYs and things like that. So I'm just using that because it's more comfortable to operate than one of these. And let's begin cutting, I guess. Hello again, I'm re-recording this. Wait. Yes. Okay, now it's steady and nobody's falling. I'm re-recording this because the first figurine was like impossible for me to do because of how shitty my printer is. So let me show you right now. We are making another version of Miku. This is salad-miku, which is not less fun. This is even more interesting. And these things, you could not see these tiny lines on the last figurine's printouts, so it was not possible to connect the pieces between each other because they would be just like flat pieces. So let's begin again, I guess. I'm gonna start out by cutting out all the pieces so that I have everything cut out and I don't need to do that later and I have to just glue them together. For a second there, I thought that the video was not recording. Okay, let's start cutting. I'm gonna leave you here on a time lapse, but I forgot to tell you that these figurines, this in particular, is made by Auntie. They have a Patreon and their own website, so if you want to go check out this and find another figurine maybe for you to do, then go ahead. And now the time lapse. It's me again. I just recorded the first time lapse of cutting out these parts and I'm going to show you what I did with them. So I had a paper like this, the printout, and I just cut them out very, very roughly, wall-eyed, so that then later I can just use the scalpel and I don't have to cut out as much paper and I can just do like the little things that are left here. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. Hello guys, again. It's been like 28 minutes. That's what it took me to cut out all of these parts. Yeah, you can see them. And the most important parts are two of these. Can you see? Oh my god, you can't. Why can't you? Don't focus on my face. Okay, now you can see the carrots. The most important parts, yes. My neck is dead from sitting like this, so I had to transition to sitting like this. But then the perspective changes and it gets like 10 times harder to actually cut them out. But so it took me like half an hour to cut out one paper, and now I'm gonna do the second one, and then I'm gonna do the third one. I'm not sure about assembling the figurine, like if I'm going to do that today, because that's a lot of work and that's the hardest part, like because figuring out the instructions that are presented by the creator of the figurine, by the person who designed it, they like just put a blueprint of the figurine of all the parts into an app that makes this figurine like look like a 3D figurine, and then there's a page with just like an exact page like this, and then you can hover on these edges and they show you what this edge is supposed to be connected with. And that is very, very hard for me to figure out and not to fuck things up again. So I might do that tomorrow, but I'm not sure. But yes, anyway, so what I have to do now is to finish cutting them all out and then pack them somewhere so that I don't lose them, as it happened with the last figurine that I made and didn't finish. It's me again. I finished cutting out the second paper, and now, by the way, details like this one, now you can see. Details like this one are so hard to cut out, and my scalpel, one of these that I use, has a magnet. This one started to get dull, so wall-eyed. So I had to come up with whatever this is, which is a blade from one of the knives broken off, and then like I put it into this thing, and it's so much smoother. It cuts so much more smooth. Now I will try to figure out how to start with this and like what are the steps, how to assemble this, and then we are going to begin, and I will show you the general process of making a thing like this, but I will not bore you with the whole process, and I will time lapse again. Okay. Okay guys, welcome to the setup. You can see everything that I do. I use wood glue, but it's not because it's good or something, it's because I don't have anything else. I just found like a random plastic stick in the trash or something like that, and I will apply a little bit of this glue. We are using these tiny things on the sides, and for example like here to connect, that's where you put the glue, and that's what the bottom part is. So you put a tiny amount of glue there, and then I connect them like this. My God, can I hold it? Okay, I'm holding it and I'm waiting for a couple of moments for the glue to kick in and start. Can you see me? I don't know, start gluing? Is that what it's called? I'll put this here so that you know. Oh, by the way, I was trying to show you this on the time lapse, but now you can see it. This is made by Auntie. I'm not sponsored or anything, obviously, but I just want to give the credit where the credit is due, because this person made these like printouts and designed the figurine and released it for free for everybody to access on their Patreon. And that's like very cool, because you don't have to pay for this and you can just make silly crafts like this that look good for free. And that's very cool. Okay, so now you can see that the glue glued the two parts together right here. And now I'm just going to do that for every part. Me again, I assembled the first pigtail. It looks like this. I was trying to be as gentle as possible with it, which resulted in it taking like almost 10 minutes. That's crazy, but that's okay because this is very fun. Now I do think that I will definitely put something in the background, because like to watch, because doing this in silence is a little weird. Yeah, so I'm going to continue and I'm going to I think record every part that I do so that you see the full progress, and then when I finally get to assembling the whole thing, I will also record that. Oh, well, not surprising. Okay, bye. It's me again. It's 1 or 2 hours later. I'm not sure. Let me place the camera. Okay. This is what I have so far. I made the head and the two pigtails. Now I need to snap them on the head, and half of our work, my work, hello, is gonna be done. This is very interesting. Like, I'm enjoying the process so much. It's not as clean as it is on the like preview picture from the website, the Patreon, but it's my first time, so second time, okay, so it's fine. I will show you what it looks like on my computer with this app. Here, you can see that this is a 3D model, and then everything is cut out here, and you can see how it connects if you like hover with the mouse. But I think that it's irrational to put on the pigtails right now, because I will need to like work my way from the top to the bottom of her body, like with the legs and the neck, the hands, everything. And I will need to like rotate the head constantly to glue everything. But the pigtails are huge, and they're not like very fixed. They're like this, floppy. So if I put this on right now, it's gonna look better, but it's gonna be way more uncomfortable to assemble this. So I think I am done for today, and I will just continue tomorrow, because, well, first of all, look at this. And then also I spent like 3 hours doing this already. This is very fun. I love this. I was like singing songs the whole time and just gluing this together, but I don't think that I want to spend a lot more time doing this. I will just go, I don't know, like make lunch, play Sims, and then we're gonna continue tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, guys. I just came home like an hour ago, and I have another hour until I have to leave to go out to the forest where I've been in my last vlog. So I was thinking about like I don't know, cutting out some parts or assembling the figurine a little more because... Hello guys, good morning. I just came home like an hour ago, and in an hour I have to leave again to go out to the forest where I've been in my last vlog. So I was thinking that I will like sit down and assemble the figurine a little more and maybe talk to you about something, but I'm not sure about that one. Because at this rate, it's going to take me several hours more to finish this figurine. And I don't have that today. And I don't want to stretch it out for like, I don't know, the whole week. I wanted to finish it in 2 days, but I'm going out today, so I can't. Yeah, so I guess I'm just going to sit down and do it as far as possible right now. And yes, see you in the time... Wait, should we do a time lapse? I'm not sure, because I feel like I should actually sit down and talk about something. But I don't know what to talk about. I will think and come back to you with this. Okay, I sat down and I started doing the arms parts of her. Just so you know how this is going, it is me sitting here and mostly looking at my at the monitor and using a blade from a knife to bend these tiny papers in places where they are supposed to be bent. And all I'm doing is just sitting and bending and then trying not to do this wrong so that I can glue everything together. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing more to it. This is like complicated enough without recording, and when I'm recording and trying to talk at the same time, I'm really lost about what I should say. But I recently found out that Miku has over 100,000 songs released, if we count the ones released by the community, like the fans. Also, look at how huge this strawberry is. Huge. The size of my head, literally. The size of her head. And then I see figurines like of Miku or any other. For example, there's a Madoka one that I want to do from this creator. And also there's a strawberry Miku. It's like one of my favorite Miku figurines of all time. And that's really like my top goal that I'm willing to work towards, because I want to make that figurine out of paper. But it's so complicated because I'm having so much struggle with this, and I can't even imagine what you need to do there, because not only is she not blocky, like, you know, she doesn't look like she's from Roblox, because she literally looks like the original plastic figurine, but just from paper. And the details there are so tiny and thin that I'm not like, I have no idea how does one do that. Because in my last figurine that I did, by the way, let me look it up, I will show it to you. I found it online. Here is how it looked, and this was 40 something centimeters high. It might look easy, but the way that you make her legs, I might even download the file right now just to show you how it would look. Or I might not, because that's too complicated and to do very fast. Anyways, there were also these lines in the instruction file. There were also these lines on how you are supposed to bend it. But I took it literally and I was bending every single line. And it was taking me ages to do like all of them. And at the end, it looked very blocky, like more blocky than Roblox. Good morning, guys. It's day 3. Yesterday I did like continue making the figurine a little bit, but like not much. And today I've just been sitting and doing like making progress. Look at this. We're finally getting somewhere. Let's glue on the second pigtail together so that you see the process to its full extent. I will put on a little, can you see? I'll put on a little glue on the pigtail and I'll just smash it into her head. Sounds nice, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Okay. I'm not sure where the right place for that is because it's all like blocky and everything. Yeah, I'll just like randomly so that it aligns with the second one. This is so fun to finally see that it looks like something and it's not just like blocky pieces of paper. Now I have to hold it like this for a couple minutes and then I'll be right back. Okay, the pigtails are done. She is finally looking like actual Miku and not some random head with hair. Also, they are not aligned at all. They're like completely in different places and they have different angles. When I put her like this, you can totally see the different angles. Also, please don't mind this gesture that she's doing. You know, I mean, definitely looks like something. I'm not gonna say what it looks like, but I think you get it. All I'm gonna say is that if she had a mustache, I would get blocked. Okay, but that happened because I obviously fucked up the hand and I just had to like smash it into into the shirt or the blouse, just so that it like holds in any way. But yes, this is the progress and it looks amazing. I really like this. And I guess I'm gonna continue doing it. I'm not time-lapsing this because it takes me like, with these both hands, it took me over 1 hour yesterday to make them. Like, look at how tiny they are. And this is the, like the chibi version of a figurine. Like the actual figurines, the big ones, they have fingers. And those fingers are this thin. So I can't even imagine how does one do that. But yes, I'm going to continue assembling her and gluing her parts together, and then I'm gonna come back to you with the process. Bye! Okay, I am finally done with her. I finished making her, but I didn't do all of the accessories. I just cut out, where is it, the shovel, and here she is. Isn't this amazing? I just made her out of paper. That's so cool. Excuse me. This is so cool. Okay guys, so the shovel, I can put the shovel on her finger and she's just gonna hold the shovel, but I'm not sure about this. I'll just cut it out and give it to her to hold in her hand instead of the shovel because, well, the shovel is like, don't really like it. Okay, I'll be right back. Hello again. I finally finished her with the accessories. Now she has like celery or whatever that is called. I don't know. That's not onion, but it's something. Okay, she has that in her hands. And there was one on her head, but I forgot to glue it and must have fell off. I finally finished her. This was so much fun. I enjoyed the process a lot, and this is like very, very interesting to do. A nice little hobby, you know, if you don't have the money for figurines, just like the same way that I don't. Yeah, this was very fun, and I'm going to do more of these, and maybe even in some of my future videos I'll show them to you. Maybe in the like game videos I'll show them to you. But this, yeah, this is very cool, and thank you for joining me on this amazing activity. Thank you for watching. Write something in the comments if you want, and bye!